All right, y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm King Tyson. Don't forget to like and subscribe like I always tell y'all to do in the beginning of the end of my videos. Check it out. Before we start, write me at kingtyson713@yahoo.com if you want my advice about something, you want my opinion about something. Write me, kingtyson713@yahoo.com. So check it out. Let's make this quick video. So we all heard about Tory Lanez. His attorneys came about with a press conference yesterday. I'm just not responding to it today. On my channel, I talk about relationships mostly. I don't really talk too much about celebrities, gossips, and shit like that. Normally, if I bring up about a celebrity, I bring up the situation and kind of relate it to us common people, you know, when it comes to relationships, right? But anyway, the Tory Lanez situation, I am going to speak about it because as a people, right, we have to do a better job of using common sense. You got everybody, and let me say this: prayers for Tory Lanez for getting with a knife in prison, getting knifed up in prison, right? Him recovering. I don't want anything to happen to that brother or any other brother, right? Unfortunately, the brother is the brother's in prison due to a mistake. And the things I'm saying, it's not to try to down talk Tory Lanez, because right now he got to do anything he got to do. Well, he's trying to do anything he's trying to do to get out, right? But my thing is, brother, and I want my other brothers to understand, sisters to understand, is that they're supporting Tory Lanez. Like I said, I like Tory Lanez music. I fuck with Tory Lanez music. That's some good music. Can't lie. Can't nobody deny his talent. But at the same time, we have to use common sense. And the common sense is you got to look at what happened in court, what was first said, what came out, everything in all the events that happened. We got to remember. So look. Right. So look, let's go back to the press conference. So the press conference yesterday was from his attorneys that said that Kelsey bodyguard, who did not sign the NDA, he just came out yesterday and said that he was privy to listening to Kelsey Harris talk with her husband about she the one who shot Megan, and that Tory Lanez grabbed the arm. He didn't touch the gun at all. He grabbed the gun fell down and went off and shot 2 times. So Kelsey shot 3 times. Tory grabbed her arm, and then the gun fell on the ground and went off 2 times. So so now everybody is saying, they just going off and saying, yo, Tory's innocent. Kelsey's bodyguard came out and said that he can't sleep at night knowing that an innocent man is in prison after this knifing situation. He's in prison. So everybody's going around saying that Tory is innocent. But we gotta use common sense. I know people hate Megan Thee Stallion, and people want to big up Tory Lanez and say Tory Lanez is innocent. But I'm a person, I gotta hear both sides of the story. And then we gotta go off of circumstantial evidence. We got to look at some things, right? If you listen, there's a Ring camera that the shots went off. It was bam, 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 quick pause, and bam, bam, right? There's no way that there's 3 shots let off. There's a quick break, and then there's 2 shots. So even if Tory Lanez, let's just go with what they're saying. If Tory Lanez grabbed the arm of Kelsey Harris and the gun dropped, so it went off 2 times, y'all, both prosecutor and the defense both agreed that it takes 8 pounds of pressure for the trigger to go off. So they saying that even if the gun hit the floor, they saying the type of gun it couldn't have went off. It wasn't a hairy trigger gun, nothing. If anybody in the streets know about a hair trigger when you barely touch the trigger and it go off, street shit, right? It wasn't even the gun ain't even have a hair trigger on it. So you gotta look at things when they first happen, when the situation first happened, right? They went back and got the phones. Kelsey Harris As soon as the shots went off, 5 minutes, there was a text message recovered, and Kelsey's phone that says, texting her bodyguard, need help ASAP. Tory shot Megan. That's just what we got to go back to the beginning of everything that transpired. You got to go, because people hate Megan Thee Stallion so much, and y'all want to call this girl a liar so bad. You got to look at the circumstantial evidence. This is how you got to think about it. Megan Thee Stallion, people hate Megan Thee Stallion. They feel like she lied because, and this is the reason why you got to tell the truth, because when you make one lie, it makes you look bad on everything else. She didn't want to be honest and tell people that she slept with Tory. And the reason why she didn't want to say she on Gayle King, when she was on Gayle King's show, she didn't want to admit that she slept with Tory Lanez. My personal opinion is because she look at Tory as like, he 5'1" or whatever, 5'2" or whatever. There's no dig at Tory Lanez. I'm just saying I'm guessing this is probably what she looking at. She looking at like, I'm damn near 6 feet tall. He 5'2". He smashing. I done let him smash. You like them behind closed scenes, but in public, you don't want it to be known. But okay, let's just say, I'm just speculating on it. We don't know why she didn't want to admit to that, right? She lied about that. Okay, we say she lied about that. When she first got shot, she lied and said she stepped on some glass, right? So let's go back over this, right? When she said the George Floyd situation that just happened, rest in peace to George Floyd, when he passed away, he lost his life. She was saying that she didn't want to say Tory Lanez. She wanted to protect Tory Lanez because of the George Floyd situation, how the police do especially black men in America. This all could be proven. We all know how brothers get done with the police. We all know that. So I can believe that, because let me tell you why I can believe that. Because black women have been protecting black men, no lie, abusive men. Not saying Tory Lanez is abusive man. I'm saying that in any situation with black women or with black men, and this could be in just any race, not just black people. It could be in whites, it could be Asians, it could be any race. But we all know black women have suffered abuse, domestic violence abuse. I know women personally I got a homegirl who died because of who's unalive because of domestic violence. She went back to her boyfriend after the boyfriend put her in the hospital. She went back 3 weeks later and she was unalive by him. So what I'm saying is that, and there was no police call. Black women we gotta admit that there is domestic violence in situations that are not reported, because black women are still trying to protect the black man. Let's just keep it real. We all know somebody where we have a mom, a aunt, a grandmother, a friend, somebody we know who went through domestic violence and did not call the police. Even after the scars and the black eyes and the broken bones, whatever happened during this, choked out, whatever, and did not call the police. So I can understand why she's saying she didn't want to call the police. That's believable. But since she lied on those two things, everybody just said, okay, well, she lied about everything else, right? So then the story was that Megan Thee Stallion never got shot. She stepped on glass. He kicked the window out of the truck, and it's the reason why she cut her feet on glass. That's what happened. Well, when she went to the hospital, the surgeons came out, and they pulled bullet fragments out. So she was shot in both feet. So now the story is like, okay, she was shot, but Tory Lanez didn't shoot her. So if Tory Lanez didn't shoot her, it's only the driver and Kelsey. So if Tory Lanez didn't shoot her, either Kelsey shot her and the driver shot her. Nobody said the driver shot. So Tory is the only one that went to jail that night. Tory. Nobody else went to jail that night but Tory. Everybody drunk, whatever, right? We got to look at, and also too, speaking of the driver, right? The driver, when he was a witness supposed to come to court during the trial of Tory Lanez, when it was his time, he never showed up. He was out the country. He claimed he was working. He was out the country. No statement was left to turn into the court. He had original statement, but he really didn't say much. He said there was a scuffle, there was a fight, but he didn't see who shot the gun because he didn't say it. Now, Tory Lanez never said it was Kelsey who shot Megan. We got to look at this. We got to use our brain, people. Even when Tory Lanez, when he was going through, when the Shade Room was people, somebody in the comments on the Shade Room post said that I believe Kelsey shot Megan. Tory Lanez himself, at the time when he was going through the trial, I mean, before the trial, when he was going through with everything, right, where he's fighting the case or whatever, right, he jumped in the comments and said that that's not true. Kelsey did not shoot Megan. Okay, so we all saying nobody's ever put the driver in the mix. He didn't shoot Megan. Tory Lanez is saying Kelsey didn't shoot Megan. Then who the hell shot Megan? If none of these two people shot Megan, who the hell shot Megan? We got to use our common sense here. Kelsey, the phone call, the jail phone call when Tory went to jail. The phone call is Tory saying he was drunk. He didn't mean anything to happen. He was concerned about Megan Thee Stallion. I know she'll never talk to me again. Man, I'm just sorry. What hospital is she in? He's in jail the next morning realizing what the hell happened, what's going on. He don't remember stuff, but he's in jail. He didn't say, I'm apologizing for shooting Megan, because he know I can't say that on a jail phone call. But I'm saying is that I'm sorry that happened to you. Now people saying, oh, he's only apologizing because he slept with both friends. Remember, he was messing with Kelsey first and was sneaking with Megan behind Kelsey's back. We got to understand that. Why is he apologizing to Kelsey, who he was creeping with, he was smashing first? He was dealing with first. Not in a relationship, they were just messing around first. And Kelsey and Megan got into it or whatnot. Megan went behind Kelsey back and was sleeping with Tory. So why is he, if Kelsey's the shooter now, going off with this Kelsey's bodyguard saying, why is Tory calling Kelsey and said, I'm sorry what happened? Why is he apologizing to Kelsey and she's the shooter? Right after the jail phone call. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Why is he talking to Kelsey, apologizing for Megan about, I'm smashing Megan too? You don't want to apologize. You don't want to talk to Megan. And no, you didn't even, I'm sorry, you didn't even apologize to Kelsey saying I smashed Megan, but you telling her that you sorry about what happened with Megan. Nothing about Kelsey at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we gotta look at. We gotta look at everything that's circumstantial here. When you listen to the gunshots, it's bam, 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 a pause, and two bams right after that. That ain't no gun drop between the second sets of shots, the two shots after the first three shots. Then you got a witness who said that they seen Tory, they seen a man getting the gun and shooting towards the ground. We gotta look at, and he said it was a shorter guy. We gotta go with original statements. We gotta go with Kelsey said during her, when she was first in the interrogation room. We gotta talk about everything, the beginning. Now, people want to say, well, why did Kelsey want immunity if she didn't do nothing? You gotta remember, Kelsey couldn't afford that lawyer that she had, them lawyers, that team of lawyers that she had. We don't know how true it is, but we're assuming that Tory, because when they asked her, how did you pay for the lawyers? She said she don't know. Tory bribing you is against the law. Allegedly, bribing you is against the law. So of course she won't want immunity of that. And she didn't want to tell on Tory, but that's why she wanted immunity, but she know the truth. We gotta use our head and stop, because our hatred towards Megan Thee Stallion to see that to ignore what really happened. You know what I'm saying? We gotta look at that. I believe, me personally, I believe they was in the car when they came back from college in the house. I believe Kelsey and Megan got into it with Tory. They all was drinking. I believe by Tory being a much shorter man. And I believe they was clowning Tory about Megan and Tory was going back and forth, like Kelsey said during her original interrogation video, not the trial stuff that she said when she got on the stand, about the original interrogation when everything first happened. She was saying they was all going back and forth. Megan and Tory was going back and forth talking about each other's career, and Megan hit him where it hurt, and that's why he was so pissed off, because it shows the signs of insecurity. And like Kelsey said during the first original interrogation, she said he was saying he from Toronto and he was gonna get a gun, he'll shoot you, I shoot you, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And the gun was in Tory's car. You know what I'm saying? Like his driver. The driver didn't go to trial. He came to trial the last day. And he still didn't, I mean, he did, we gotta use circumstantial evidence. People was not trying to testify for bribes. I'm just allegedly, this just my opinion. I could be wrong about all this, but this is just my opinion. We gotta use circumstantial evidence. So, I believe that's what happened. I believe Tory got mad. He said, like Kelsey said in the original interrogation video, she said, the audio, she said, hey, we gonna get out the car. When we got out the car, he said, get the fuck out of my car. They pulled over, the driver pulled over. Kelsey got out, Megan Thee Stallion got out, probably said, fuck you, nigga, we'll get the fuck out. They got out. Tory was upset because he got clowned, and he began shooting. I believe he shoot the ground talking about dance, bitch, dance, or whatever was said. And I believe he wasn't trying to shoot. I don't believe he was trying to unalive Megan. He was drunk. He probably felt like, you talking all this shit, you need to dance, you talking about, and shot at the ground. And so happened, she got shot in the foot. I believe all that shit happened. I don't believe in the gun. People say, oh, well, the gun was inconclusive. Well, the fingerprints on the gun was inconclusive. But nobody prints, there was different prints on the gun, but nobody prints could be identified because different people hands on the guns or whatever, right? All I'm saying is that you gotta use circumstantial evidence and common sense. That's my opinion about it. I don't believe that, whoever this bodyguard person is, Kelsey's supposed to be bodyguard. I don't believe it. I believe it's a money play from Tory's attorneys. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't believe that's the truth. This is my personal opinion. I don't believe that the truth. Cause I went off of circumstantial evidence. That's all I went off to come up with how I feel. And it all pointed towards Tory Lanez. That jailhouse apology is what sank him. I'm gonna be honest with you. And you had a witness and a motive. If Megan was shot by Kelsey, Megan would have said it. She would, you know what I'm saying? That's Kelsey, her best friend, or not. You know what I'm saying? She snaked Kelsey by sleeping with Tory Lanez, her best friend. But at the same time, she would have said that, I'm sure Megan would have said it. But because Megan didn't tell the truth about she stepped on glass, trying to protect it, which I believe that's what she did originally. You know what I'm saying? But it just backfired. Now people, they went on the whole hate campaign. And on top of that, if all this was said, if this bodyguard was saying that, Kelsey's bodyguard supposedly was saying that he didn't want to see an innocent man to go to jail, why didn't you come out 4 years ago? Everything Tory Lanez's attorneys tried to do, they shot their best shot in court, and he still got the time. He was tried in a court of law. And we all know the judicial system can be broken, but at the same time, that's the reason why you got the trial, the fight. Tory got the money, the best money they can buy, and it is what it is. He gambled. He didn't take the plea off for 2 years. He could have took the plea and been out. You got somebody say you shot you. You got witnesses. You got a witness. If everything is leaning towards you, man, take the plea deal. I believe Tory made a mistake. He don't want to own up to it. This is my personal opinion. I believe he made a mistake. He didn't want to own up to it. And he paid the price by not owning the mistake. And it's messed up that happened to him with the knifing situation in prison. But man, I hate that happen. I hope he pulls through. And we got to look at situations like this, like, fellas, you don't need to get a hot head in situations with a woman and cause you to be insecure. You can't let your insecurity take you out your body with a woman. This is the reason why women are who they are and men are who we are. We should be able to take shit on the head from what a woman gotta say. As a man, you gotta let that shit fly off. Like, look, man, you a woman. Hey, look, man, I ain't finna go back and forth with you. I'm not finna argue back and forth with you. You're not gonna win that battle with a woman. And that's what happened. He tried to go back and forth with a woman, and they was getting the best of him, talking about him, I'm sure, and he lost his cool. And that's what happened. As a man, you gotta keep your cool at all times with a woman. All times. But things happen. It's a fucked up situation, a bad mistake, but that cost him, 10-year conviction. But it is what it is. We all got to take this as cautionary tales. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. I'm King Tyson. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do you believe Tory's story, or do you believe Megan's story? Y'all let me know in the comments. Peace and blessings. One love. I'm out.